When it comes to reunion, everyone thinks of Mid-Autumn Festival. And when it comes to Mid-Autumn Festival, everyone thinks of mooncakes. This Mid-Autumn Festival, if we could make a mooncake in the style of a Chinese dragon patterned glazed tile. For the Chinese cultural relics that have been lost overseas, perhaps this can be considered another form of reunion. In ancient times, craftsmen needed more than a month to meticulously polish these bricks to complete them. But in a short period, we can only rely on 3D printing technology. By studying and analyzing the structure of the dragon patterned glazed bricks and then reorganizing and modeling them, we can finally recreate them in a 3D form. And 3D printing only sounds simple. Just this one dragon takes 3 to 4 days to complete. And with the masters working overnight for a week, we finally got the 3D model. With the model, it can then be sent to the factory for 3D printing. It is a symbol of auspiciousness and imperial power in ancient China. During the Ming Dynasty in Shanxi, the technology for making glazed tiles was already very mature, and glazed components with various decorative patterns were very common. This set of dragon patterned glazed tiles came from the decorations on temple buildings in Shanxi from years ago. During the chaotic period at the end of the Qing Dynasty and the beginning of the Republic of China, this set of glazed tiles was cut and stolen after several transfers, eventually collected by the British Museum. It's really hard to imagine how craftsmen 400 years ago could create such detailed carvings entirely by hand. The printed main piece still needs to be sent to Guangdong for mold duplication, and the mold for making the dragon pattern mooncake can be obtained 7 days later. Now that we have the mold, we can officially start making the mooncakes. According to the original design, this brick has 4 colors. Here, we directly add edible colorants to the made Toyama skin, adjusting it into 4 colors of dough: white, blue, yellow, and black. Then, using the coloring method, we fill the dragon pattern into the mold according to the corresponding colors. This way we can easily create the dragon pattern from the glazed brick. In theory, this method should work, but the process is still very troublesome because there are too many details on the glazed brick that need attention. Just on the dragon's head alone, there are many eyes, teeth, whiskers, and dragon horns. Each hair and everything else is a different color, and they are very tiny, so if you're not careful, you'll fill in the wrong color. It took me an entire night just to fill in this one dragon. You can imagine how difficult it must have been to carve it purely by hand in the past. Then, wrap the 5 nuts filling with momoyama skin to make the mooncake base. After filling it, press it tightly from the top and bottom with the mold, and this way, you can make the glazed mooncake. However, even though it was filled in, some details simply cannot be removed. We thought modern technology would reduce the difficulty of making it, but didn't anticipate how demanding this level of precision would be. Even the areas that were removed look rough up close, which doesn't reflect its beauty at all. Just one glazed ornament requires so much effort. He boasted that he is most skilled at Chinese desserts and there's nothing he can't tackle. But after seeing this picture, he also shook his head, especially because the original object is small. He is not sure if it can be restored. After disassembling the structure of the dragon pattern brick, we found that it has 3 layers. It certainly can't be made with just a mold. It would need to be recreated using dough sculpture. Dough modeling is also a millennial skill originating from China. It was popular during the Tang and Song dynasties and is now a national intangible cultural heritage. Only flour is needed. By kneading oil, sugar and pigments, it evolved from the most ancient dough figurines to collectible art pieces. The materials of dough modeling have continually evolved and transformed. Dough sculptures of various shapes are not only edible but also highly decorative. Here to make it easier to shape and preserve the dragon pattern, we used fondant to mold it. Although dough modeling and sculpting have many similarities. But unfortunately, there are too many details on this dragon patterned glazed tile. My master and I worked from day until night, and then from night back to day, meticulously recreating everything from the leaves to the petals, from the petals to the auspicious clouds, and then every single scale on the dragon's body, all in one-to-one comparison with the original image. After 3 days and 2 nights, we finally managed to capture the essence. But the longer we worked on it, the more it pained us. These things that originally belonged to us are now hidden in foreign museums. Not just the long way glazed bricks, but many things that originally belonged to us. A century ago, they were either stolen, robbed, brutally cut down from the beams by thieves. We were left with many incomplete Buddha statues, damaged murals, and many broken remnants. Some things you can cut down and take away, but our 5,000-year-old national culture, you cannot obliterate or take away. In 5,000 years, we only fell behind for 100 years, and we have now caught up in these 100 years.